Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki
Jai.
What is here now? Right now, if I were to tell you that you are the Buddha, or you are Christ, or you are Krishna, it would not be an exaggeration. Because consciousness is here. This I am is the very same I am. And God said, I am that I am. Your being, your presence is the light of this universe. Therefore, in this moment, you are completely enlightened. You don't have to go anywhere at all. In fact, the seeking, the going itself can become the mask, the pose of the unenlightened, wanting something. Actually, I don't need to say anything at all after this, unless you say but. This notionless existence is completely complete. This is the unborn mind of the Zen masters. This is the Atman of Vedanta. It is the very ground of your existence. This I am is just here. You don't have to get to it. In fact, you can never leave it. This is true for all beings because there is only one being, appearing as all. You are the unlimited one. The ever-present existence, whose essence is awareness. The rest of spirituality is just about how to deal with any notion of limitation that you might pick up. I am is here. Spirituality is for the notion I am something. So what is satsang then? Just a reminder of this truth that you are. And then just some concepts about how to deal with the doubt, the notion of somethingness. So the concept could be surrender or letting go. So when the notion comes from the notion machine, which is the mind, It can come and it can go. This is surrender. Whether we say it is surrender to the Sadguru, or whether we say it is surrender to Father, or it is surrender to God, that is actually immaterial. As long as it allows us to let go, it is surrender. Then no something notion is sticking to the I am. We don't even have to work with our attention in any way. Just leave attention also completely free. Allow all things to come and go, including all notions, all thoughts, all ideas. I am remains I am. The Buddha does not put on the mask of the person. And the mask is not real, it is just a pretense. But it can feel real. So surrender is this simple letting go of all notions that are up on offer from the mind. And if we could end here, it would be very simple. But I know that for many, even this can seem like it is difficult, impossible. I've heard these terms over the years. So if surrender seems difficult or impossible for now, then the sages have suggested sadhana. And what is the most potent sadhana that has been suggested is self-inquiry or Atma Vichara. So if surrender was just this simple letting go of belief, then all sadhana actually is about trying to gain some mastery over our attention. Because all of you know that the false cannot be picked up unless it is a coordination of both attention and belief. So surrender means we neither give our assent to the notion, nor we give our dissent to the notion. We just let it come and go. And sadhana means that we try to focus our attention away from the notion into the reality of who we are. So what happens in self-inquiry is that Bhagavan has suggested that when the mind comes and it says, you were not behaving very well today, or you have not yet found your freedom, find the one. Ask yourself, who is the witness of these thoughts? And the inquiry itself leads our attention into that which is the witnessing, the awareness, and ultimately we see that this awareness is aware of its very existence. And it becomes next to impossible to attach something to yourself, any idea about yourself, as you keep asking, but who is it that is bound? Who is it that wants freedom? In this, you come to the same recognition of yourself, which is completely already apparent in your notionless existence. So you must also drop the notion that something special has to be discovered. It is completely apparent to you right now. So these are the main things that we speak about. And you will find that in your own investigation, when you look at all the other types of sadhana, be it chanting, be it devotional singing, any other mindfulness, hatha yoga, all of these are meant to work in some or the other way so that our attention is not so much on this cellar of notions called the mind. Because you are finding that to add anything more to yourself, to your being, is like the ocean wanting to add a mythical drop of water to itself. If the drop of water was real, then at least, okay, we could make even one concession saying the ocean wants to become ocean plus drop. But what can you add on to this being? What objects can you surround yourself with that the being will become being plus one? What can be taken away from being? So for the play of me or mine, for the play of me or mine, you need the primary notion that I am something. But you are not a thing. That's why over the past few weeks we've investigated the nature of this world, the nature of this body. And we found that all of these are just notions we've created for a set of sensations, a set of perceptions. What is the world? A set of perceptions. What is the body? A set of perceptions. What is the mind? A set of perceptions. So we've made theoretical constructs out of the appearance of these sensations. And some of these sensations we have labeled me. This me does not stand up to any test of truth. No test of why these sensations should be me and others should not be me. There is no actual, even intellectual reasoning behind it. It's just a habit, a tradition actually. Even before the mind is activated and the child starts to hear it from the mind, it's traditional because we hear it from the parents. Where is your hand? Where is your head? Where is your nose? So we have been trained this way, traditionally, to segregate some sensations from others and say, this is me. Now, all this would be a lot of hard work and very oppressive if the good news was not here. The good news is that no matter what notions have been picked up in the past, they do not survive in the light of this moment. It's all gone. That's why I say that it's all gone now. But you need a spiritual strategy if you still feel like the but from the mind still has some potency or power or reality, meaning, let's put it that way. How many of you would agree that being is here now? Only one? All agree with some trepidation. So being is here now. Now this being, is it just an inference you're making or is it your tasted experience? You know that you exist. Your existence is here. So you don't need any inference. And for those who are still maybe new to Satsang or new to Satsang here, if you feel like this is not clear, then you must not pick up the inference or join the gang which is believing that there is being. You must try to stop being. Don't be. Then you will see that not only do you exist, you are also completely aware of your existence. Now, motionlessly, what is missing for the being? Motionlessly means, again, you're just relying on what you're seeing. You're not relying on an interpretation. You're relying on what you're finding for yourself in your existence without a concept, just in its own natural way. Is there something missing? What I'm finding as I'm looking is this. My existence is here and it is unlimited. All of these perceptions are just a movement of light on my own being. Time and space are just conceptual names for something perceived. This body of Ananta is another set of perceptions. His voice is another perception. All of these are waves on my surface. And I know that this is your experience. For a while you will play as if this recognition of this unlimited spaciousness of your own existence should mean something for one particular body, that one that you seem to be most familiar with, that name that you have called yourself. But this recognition has nothing to do with this body. It does not belong to somebody sitting in this body. Consciousness has deluded itself, and consciousness is freeing itself from this delusion. It's all part of its divine leela, its divine play. It's 12 o'clock. The alarm is ringing. There an alarm? You hear? I'm the only one. You don't have to hold on to anything at all. I just came and started speaking, isn't it? I didn't say this applies only to some of you, doesn't apply to some of you. I know this is true. It is your very truth. Doesn't need any preparation, no precondition. In fact, your existence, your being, is the precondition for the existence of any appearance. You can maybe put something in the middle between the door and. I know that in the broadcast, these banging doors can sound like big explosions sometimes. It's like Satsang in the middle of World War II. But it's just another opportunity to see that your being remains untouched. So as long as we continue to play with but and if, therefore, and more words will come in Satsang also. I say once it came in Satsang that for every but that you could say, I have a but which is God is here. Yeah, but what about but God is here? But I don't believe that. But God is here. At least that we cannot doubt that I am is here. So whether you say God or I am, it doesn't matter.
I just thought came. Like you said, there's no but. God is here. There will come a time. And we just need to sit here. There's no need to talk.
Yes.
It's so evident that we are God.
Yes.
Brahman. Not even God. Yes. Brahman alone.
Yeah.
These creepy crawlies. These creepy crawlies are the thoughts. Can't disturb us, but then in presence. It's such a weird. It's just the higher.
And as we're coming to this recognition more and more, then these creepy crawlies, as we call them, these thoughts, then also don't seem so potent, don't seem so powerful. And as they don't seem so powerful, then the space for this recognition also seems to increase. So it's a very virtuous, it's a very beautiful part of the play. Where like getting into this individuality seems so much of a quicksand, this spiraling downwards. Then coming back to our true self actually is even beautiful rising in a way.
You're so quick to chop.
I didn't realize I chopped something. Did I chop something?
Yeah, you're so quick to chop. And at that time, especially anger can come.
Yeah.
When you chop,
yeah.
Anger can come. And then, then as you said, you have the alarm clock. It's so good that you're there to chop.
Yeah.
So good that you're there to chop. It's painful.
Yeah.
Then back to your expansiveness and your beauty and whatever, and all that is beautiful.
I often have said that don't be fooled when you hear that I don't accept money and things like this. I will leave you with nothing. All that is just in the beginning where I see that I don't want all this material things, but all your conceptual attachments. It's like being itself has covered itself with this conceptual dust, you see. And now somehow it's got attached to it. So actually I'm just shrugging it off. But it is the attachment which feels like it's just chopping. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. And I know that in your noticing of it, it is dropping. Okay? But because our attachment can seem so strong, it can seem like it is a chopping which is happening. So if you had a notion that I went to Pondicherry and not Goa. And I freed you from that notion and I told you, no, it was not Pondicherry, it was Goa. You know, does it sound like a job? No, because you're not attached to where I went. Okay? But if I tell you that something that you've been deeply attached to, okay, then that has been false. It's the same way. It's a notion being emptied, not even being replaced by another notion, just being emptied out. Okay? That is going, it can feel like, oh, that is a job. Okay? Because we've been holding on tightly to it. So you will be free from all this conceptual dust, which have been your attachments. And for a while, it is okay if it feels like chopping. It is good.
He never gives up. It's something of tries to.
Yes. The seller of the mask doesn't have to give up. The seller of the mask,
Seller of the mask.
the one that is selling the mask of your individuality,
Yes.
doesn't have to give up. It is being itself which stops buying from its own creation. Even the mind is a creation of being itself. When it is playing that way, it keeps buying. When it is playing this way, it stops buying.
Father, Guruji just came in.
Okay. End the broadcast for today. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Also, know that it is our reverence for Father, for Guruji, that it is something self-imposed that we have taken on. It is not like a diktat that has come from Sahaja or something, that it is just a feeling here that I should not broadcast when my father is there. So thank you for reminding in this way. But don't get this sort of any mistaken impression that it's a rule or something. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Sri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta-Ji ki Jai.
So many of you I'll be seeing soon. So happy, so happy. It's like a family reunion. Love you, love you, love you.